Do you know what insulin resistance is? Have you ever wondered how it impacts your health? Insulin resistance might sound like a complex term, but it's a straightforward concept. It's a condition where your body's cells, instead of welcoming insulin with open arms, start to turn a cold shoulder. This indifference from cells towards insulin results in a situation where insulin, a hormone responsible for regulating sugar levels in our body, is unable to perform its job effectively. Think of insulin as a key, and our body's cells as doors. In a healthy body, insulin unlocks the doors to our cells, allowing glucose or sugar from our food to enter and fuel them. But in the case of insulin resistance, it's as if the locks on the doors are rusty, making it harder for the insulin to unlock them. The result? The sugar can't get into the cells as easily, causing it to build up in the blood. And in response, our body keeps producing more insulin to get the sugar out of the bloodstream and into the cells, leading to elevated insulin levels. But why is this a concern? Well, insulin resistance is like a silent alarm bell. It doesn't cause noticeable symptoms at first, but over time it can contribute to serious health problems like type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and obesity. Lifestyle factors such as poor diet, sedentary habits, and stress can play a significant role in developing insulin resistance. It's not just about the quantity of food we eat, but also the quality. A diet high in processed foods and sugar can lead to insulin resistance. Similarly, a lack of physical activity can cause our cells to become less responsive to insulin. Insulin resistance is a silent threat to our health, and understanding it is the first step towards prevention and management. But what causes insulin resistance? Is it just bad luck, or are there specific factors that contribute to its development? Let's delve into this question. Insulin resistance, as we know, is a condition where the body's cells become less responsive to insulin. But it doesn't just happen overnight or out of the blue. It's not a game of Russian roulette. There are significant contributors to the development of insulin resistance, and these are primarily lifestyle factors. Firstly, let's talk about diet. A poor diet, especially one high in saturated fats and sugars, can lead to insulin resistance. Foods that are processed or high in carbohydrates can cause a surge in your blood sugar levels. When this happens frequently, your body's response to insulin can become less effective, leading to insulin resistance. Next, we have sedentary habits. A lifestyle lacking in physical activity can also contribute to the onset of insulin resistance. You see, when we exercise, our muscles use up glucose for energy, which helps to regulate our blood sugar levels. Without regular physical activity, our bodies may struggle to maintain these levels, paving the way for insulin resistance. And then there's stress. Chronic stress can disrupt various bodily functions, including how your body regulates glucose. Constant high stress levels can cause your body to release hormones that interfere with insulin's ability to function correctly, which can eventually lead to insulin resistance. It's also worth noting that while these factors are significant, they are not the only ones. Age, genetics, and certain health conditions can also play a role in the development of insulin resistance. As we can see, our lifestyle choices play a massive role in the onset of insulin resistance. It's not just a matter of chance. How would you know if you have insulin resistance? Are there any telltale signs? You might ask. Indeed, there are certain indications that can signal the presence of insulin resistance. The first sign is frequent hunger. Despite eating regularly, you may still feel hungry. This is because insulin, which helps our cells absorb glucose for energy, isn't working as effectively. As a result, your cells aren't getting the energy they need, and you feel hungry more often. Another common sign is fatigue. If you're always feeling tired, no matter how much sleep you get, it could be because your cells aren't receiving enough glucose, leaving you low on energy. This constant tiredness is more than just everyday exhaustion. It's a persistent state of weariness that doesn't seem to go away. Weight gain, particularly around the abdomen, is another clue. When insulin resistance is at play, our bodies have a harder time using glucose for energy and instead begin to store it as fat. This can lead to unexplained weight gain, even when your diet and exercise habits haven't changed. Finally, changes in your skin could also signal insulin resistance. Dark patches, particularly around the neck and in the armpits or skin tags, which are small, skin-colored growths that usually appear in areas where the skin folds, can be indicators of insulin resistance. But why is it important to recognize these signs? Well, spotting insulin resistance early can help prevent further health complications down the line, such as type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and obesity. By paying attention to these signs, you can take action sooner, giving your body the best chance to manage and even reverse the condition. So remember to keep an eye out for these signs: frequent hunger, persistent fatigue, unexplained weight gain, and skin changes. They might just be your body's way of telling you something isn't quite right. It's crucial to listen to our bodies. Recognizing these signs early could make a world of difference. Insulin resistance isn't just a standalone problem. It can lead to various other health issues. The body is a complex machine, and when one part isn't working right, it can throw the whole system out of balance. That's exactly what happens with insulin resistance. You see, insulin is a vital hormone that helps control our blood sugar levels. When our cells become less responsive to it, a cascade of health problems can follow. One of the most well-known conditions associated with insulin resistance is type 2 diabetes. This is a chronic disease which occurs when your blood sugar levels are consistently too high. Over time, the body's inability to efficiently use insulin can cause these sugar levels to spike, leading to type 2 diabetes. But the implications of insulin resistance don't stop there. Cardiovascular disease is another serious health concern linked to this condition. High insulin levels can cause changes in the body that lead to increased blood pressure and higher levels of bad cholesterol. Over time, this can contribute to the narrowing and hardening of the arteries, a condition known as atherosclerosis, increasing the risk of heart disease and stroke. And let's not forget about obesity. Insulin resistance often goes hand in hand with weight gain. When our cells aren't effectively using insulin, the body tends to store more fat, particularly around the waist. This excess weight further complicates insulin resistance, creating a vicious cycle that's hard to break. But it's not all doom and gloom. The good news is that insulin resistance can be managed and even reversed. By making certain lifestyle changes like eating a healthy diet, exercising regularly, and managing stress, we can improve our body's insulin sensitivity and reduce the risk of these associated health problems. The ripple effects of insulin resistance are far-reaching. It's not an issue we can afford to ignore. Now that we know about insulin resistance and its implications, what can we do about it? Let's dive right in. The first strategy to tackle insulin resistance is a no-brainer: healthy eating. Consuming a balanced diet rich in lean proteins, whole grains, fruits and vegetables, and low in processed foods and sugars can help keep our insulin levels in check. It's not about dieting, it's about making smarter food choices. Next up is regular exercise. Physical activity helps our cells become more responsive to insulin. You don't need to run a marathon. Even a brisk walk or a dance session in your living room can make a difference. The key is consistency. Closely tied with healthy eating and regular exercise is weight management. Maintaining a healthy weight isn't just good for your self-esteem, it's crucial for your metabolic health. When we carry excess weight, especially around the midsection, our bodies become less responsive to insulin. Moving on to stress reduction, it's a little-known fact that chronic stress can lead to insulin resistance. Therefore, it's important to cultivate stress management techniques like meditation, yoga, or simply spending time in nature. Quality sleep is another piece of the puzzle. Lack of sleep can throw our hormones off balance, including insulin. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night to keep your body functioning optimally. Finally, regular medical monitoring is vital. Routine blood tests can help detect insulin resistance early, making it easier to manage. Don't shy away from regular checkups. They are your first line of defense. By making conscious lifestyle changes and prioritizing our metabolic wellness, we can manage and even reverse insulin resistance. With these strategies, not only can we keep insulin resistance at bay, but we can also enhance our overall well-being. Remember, it's never too late to start. Every step, no matter how small, counts.